Welcome back to Before the Millions. Today is another rendition, another episode, and I have a beautiful young lady with me. And this one is very special. This is one especially for the ladies. We're gonna go over a very interesting topic. But before I even continue, I definitely want to give a brief intro of what this podcast is about. Now I say all the time when it comes to entrepreneurship, there's three phases. No matter what no matter what field you're gonna go into, there's three phases. There's the beginning where you're trying to figure it out. There's the middle where you got your path, you know you're on the way to something huge. And there's step number three where you got it, you done figured it out, and you made it to where you're trying to go. And I feel like stage two and stage three, those individuals have the value to give back to stage one, right? And a lot of us don't have, especially when it comes to the modeling world, we may not have the guidance we need. We may not have the mentors out here that we can reach out to. So this podcast is for those individuals. We're here to give value. No matter if you want to be a model or if you don't want to be a model, I promise you this young individual can give you a lot of value on how to just take your life to the next level. So without further ado, go ahead and introduce who is Danny. Let us know what's going on.
Hello, everyone. Like he said, I'm Danny. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for the invite. I am a native of the Caribbean island called Grenada.
Okay.
Grew up in PG County, Thurgood Marshall Middle School, Forestville High School, Suitland High School, and Bowie State University. So very local to the area. And my modeling journey is probably different than any other story you've ever heard. So I'm interested to share with you guys. So yeah, thank you.
Cool. So let's kind of dive into it. So first and foremost, what inspired you? What made you want to become a model?
So the thing about my journey is that I did not initially want to be a model.
Okay.
I am here at Bowie State for my bio degree, so my bachelor's in biology, because my goal is to be a pediatrician, which is a children's doctor for those who don't know. And along the journey of getting my degree, modeling kind of happened.
Okay.
So it started in 2019. I saw this dress on Instagram, like in between stories, like ads came up. I saw this white dress. I bought the white dress, got my hair done, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do a photo shoot with this white dress. And that's exactly where it started. I got in contact with a local photographer, and they already had the studios and everything booked. And you just send a deposit, you show up, and you have a good time.
You paid for him to take the pictures?
Yes.
Okay.
It was my thought. It was my set, creative, everything was my idea. So that's why I was the one paying for it.
Okay.
At that point, no one really knew me as my Instagram name, Fekoni D. No one knew Danny like that. So I had to kind of make a name for myself. And to do that, I started with investing in myself. And that was back in October 6th to be exact of 2019.
Okay.
And
that was the shoot, or that was when you found the dress?
that was the shoot though.
Okay.
So the dress came like 2 weeks before.
So you was
Yes.
on it. Okay.
Everything happened very fast.
Right.
So then I took a little break from modeling, trying to focus on my work, because trying to get a biology degree and go to medical school, you need good grades, and you have to keep that, level-headed. So I wasn't trying to stray too much away from school.
Right.
So I took a little break, and then I always have friends that always encouraged me. My friend Muna, my friend Simona, Deja, they've always encouraged me to model. They're like, as everyone would always tell me, I have the height because I'm 6 feet 1 inch.
Wow.
So they're like, oh, you have the time. Oh, I played volleyball. I was a volleyball captain, and I played basketball, which I don't really enjoy, but I got a ring for it.
Okay.
But anyway, so my friends always encouraged me. So after I took that gap, COVID happened. And then COVID was kind of a blessing in disguise for me. I was home. I had a lot of time on my hands. School was a little bit shaky with getting the transition to online and everything.
Right.
So like I said, I had time on my hands, and I decided to just start putting ideas together to photo shoots. So creative designs. I didn't have anybody around me to really help.
Right.
So I just had to throw ideas. My friend Simona, she lived in Florida at the time, so we were daily FaceTime calls, putting outfits together, finding places to do it, and that's how it really started. And then along the way, I think 2020 is when I really started getting into it. So in my first photo shoot, October, I met this photographer in November 23rd to be exact. We met in November.
Good memory.
Yep, November 23rd. We met on Instagram, and he was just like, let's do a photo shoot.
Right.
So I got some leather pants. I had this brown kind of monotone shirt. We went in front of Union Station. And he had the whole idea down. All I had to do was bring the outfit, and that was it. And he's now my personal photographer / future husband.
Okay.
So
that's interesting.
that came out of that. So it's so funny how things happen. Like modeling was never a passion until like I had to really get into it. It's not a vision that I saw beforehand.
For sure.
It just happened to just come while I was kind of getting to know myself, honestly.
And that was you being you. I tell people all the time, like when you're you start to explore, you start to figure out new things that you never would have thought like you would ever do. Like when I first started learning how to trade, I never in my life thought I would ever be trading Forex. And it's like, okay, and when I started and I realized I started to have a passion for it, I'm like, and even my parents and people around me like, yo, when did you just now that's all you think about.
Right.
I'm like, I mean, passions, that's just how it happens. I don't control it. It's just I made sure I'm being me, and I was never afraid to get uncomfortable. And just hearing your stories, like, okay, you found out something you wanted, you went straight for it.
Yep.
And something that I strongly believe is if you think about something hard enough, it has to come forth. It has to exactly. Yeah. So if you thought about, okay, you saw a dress, you wanted to take some pictures, and you just made it happen. You started making moves for yourself. And because you started making moves for yourself, things started to align. You found a photographer, then God is going to be your husband. Yes. So it's like, and now that's a perfect relationship working together. So, all right, cool. So what's some of the because that was a beautiful story, I'm not going to lie.
Thank you.
But what's some of the hardships you felt during this whole process?
Well, for one, comparison is always the thief of joy. I think that's like the biggest lesson for me. As I've had so much time on my hands, like I said, during COVID, to be at home, plan stuff.
Right.
So was it was crazy because you had to sit there and look at yourself, and it's like, okay, am I good enough to be a model? Or am I good enough to fit this image of what a model should look like? Or just, trying to fit the norm of what people would think a model is, like a skinny model or like a healthy looking model.
So is there like a model? Well, does a model have to be a certain shape or height or skin color or who?
Not at all. Not at all. It's not like before when there was, size 2 and under, 0 to 2, 0 to 4.
Right.
There's a lot more inclusive agencies, a lot more inclusive opportunities.
Right.
Because I'm not a small model. I'm not, I wear like a 4'6", so I'm not too small, but there's no limit. I know plus size models. I know models who are very skinny, models who aren't, and everybody works. We all work together. Like, I think it's more about personality than anything, and you just have to know yourself, and that's not something that's just gonna happen overnight. It's gonna take some time, but you have to also stay true to yourself, and I think that's one of the biggest things with me. For example, now I'm wearing my natural hair out. And I haven't done that in a long time. I've worn wigs for a long time, and nothing against wigs. Right. But then I just remembered, like, oh my gosh, I have natural hair. I went and I got a blowout, and I realized that my hair was actually long. Right. And it's like, okay, now that I've discovered my hair, which is something so simple that I've always had with me, but I've never looked at it as something important until I do now. And it's like, okay, I'm proud of my hair. Right. I'm proud of all the little things that I never thought I would be proud of because society or social media made it seem that it was nothing. Right. You don't need straight hair. You don't need soft hair. You don't need, you just need to love yourself for who you are. And when you start showing that you love you, everybody's going to see it, and you're just going to naturally glow. Right. So that's the point I'm at right now. It's just loving myself and making sure that everybody knows that I love me more than anything.
I like that. Yeah. So, because I know a lot of photographers, and I heard a lot of stories of models having issues with photographers, or photographers being on a lot of weird timing or whatever, or even vice versa, where females may think they can use photographers because they're known or whatever case may be. So, talk to me. Did you have issues with photographers, or what tips can you give women to be safe out here? With everything that's going on.
So I've never had issues with photographers, for one, because I've never went anywhere alone.
Okay.
And ladies, if you are doing a photo shoot with someone, women or female or male, women or men, photographer,
right.
always take somebody with you.
Right.
I take my sister with me, or anyone that's available at the time. Right. It would be Eric. He would come with me. My sister is my little assistant, so she will come with me at all times. Okay. And also, when it comes to finessing people, like that's just unethical. Right. I just feel like we're adult enough to know what's morally right.
Right.
And you using somebody, it's all fun and games now, but down the road when you're getting used,
spicy.
That's where it happened.
Right.
You walked into that.
Right.
And photographers will try to take advantage of people because they don't know any better, or they just don't have the knowledge of the industry. Right. And that's with the experience and like what you wear, and also with the prices. Right. You just have to educate yourself. If you want to be in this industry, then do research.
Right.
Don't think everything is going to be handed to you. I'm constantly following all the model pages, all the casting pages. Everybody who I know is a model that inspired me. Follow them. They always talk about their journeys. Just try to keep yourself like in the game by doing research. Right. And don't expect everybody to give it to you. Know what the the prices of, let's say, digitals, for example. Okay. Know what the prices of digitals are, and know what you should be wearing for a digital. And at the end of the day, it's just about respecting yourself.
100%.
So, yeah.
Okay. So, question: If I woke up today and I decided I want to be a model, right? What's my first step? What do I do? How do I get out there?
Social media, for one, plays one of the biggest roles in anyone's life. You can be viral today when just overnight things happen.
Right.
So I feel like you should have a social media presence.
Okay.
And no one's saying do any crazy stuff to be viral, because at the end of the day, like I said, respect yourself. Right. You're not trying to show your body or curse or do a whole spiel of anything that you're not usually doing.
Exactly.
To get attention.
Right.
So I would definitely say start with digitals.
What's digitals?
Digitals are the pictures that you would submit to, let's say, a casting or an agency. Okay. There's tons of examples on Pinterest. Usually that's where I started from. Went to Pinterest, looked for digitals, because when I looked at like casting websites or casting agencies, they're like, oh, send your digitals. Digitals are headshots, full body, half, and they will tell you the attire that they want you to wear.
Okay.
Usually against a plain black background, either white or black. And start with digitals. No makeup. Like, they want to see who you are. Digitals are their way of showing your personality through pictures.
Right. No
makeup. Your hair is slicked back, however you decide to express your hair. You can even wear natural hair, like a natural afro.
Right.
For ladies that love natural hair, they love that. They love to see you through your pictures.
Right.
I would say, yeah, start with digitals. And for me personally, I don't know if anybody know Omar Cisse. He
that's his Instagram?
Omar_Cisse, yeah. Right. He's a model right now. I don't know if you guys seen the picture circulating with him and Rihanna. He was holding the umbrella on Rihanna's on that page. I think it's Days is the magazine. Anyway, so I can't say I know Omar personally, but I kind of do because we have mutual friends. Mm-hmm. And he's a local of this area as well. And he always shares his journey, like on Instagram. I follow him, like I check out his stories. He always says, this is where he was and this is where he is now. And the hard work that he always shows as to how he got there. And that's motivational. That's inspiring. It's like everybody started from somewhere.
Right.
It didn't just happen like this. Right. We have to work. Like, you have to keep your body clean, eating clean, like always thinking that your image is what it is. Your image is
That's your
gold.
product.
That's
your
it.
brand.
Your brand is yourself.
Right.
How you carry yourself is your brand.
It's extremely important.
And that's what a lot of agencies look for. That's what a lot of managers, directors, that's what they all look for, is the way you carry yourself. Is it good enough for them? And that's the thing. When it goes to modeling, yes, is it good enough for you? But you're also trying to sell yourself to them.
Right.
So you also have to keep in mind that these people are looking at you as a market. And as long as you keep yourself, like I said, to a certain level of respect and what to say no to, what to say yes to, you'll be perfectly fine.
Right.
You know what model industry that you want to go to. I'm specifically in editorial. That's what I love. Editorial is like sit there, pose, get the pictures taken, no runway, none of that stuff. But
don't you have some runway experience?
I do have some runway experience.
I see on your page DC Fashion Week.
DC Fashion Week. I did DC Fashion Week.
I need you to talk to me about DC Fashion Week.
Fall. I did it. So it was a Sunday morning. So backtrack. I just got up and signed up for it, right? That's on a whim. I signed up for it. I used some old digitals that I've had. Signed up the requirements, usually height, age, shoe size, measurements, and your pictures. That's all they ask for. Email address, if phone number, if that. That's it. Basic information. Okay. And then a Sunday morning I woke up and I saw that I got selected. And then it was just that quick. And this was, I lied to you not, 10 a.m. And there was the first casting at 12 noon.
Of that same Sunday?
That same Sunday.
Oh,
so
wow.
I didn't have any worthy pictures that I thought was worthy to bring, because they asked to bring pictures.
Right.
And I was like, you know what? The pictures that me and Eric took at Union Station, I'm just gonna take that, put that in a portfolio and bring that. Like, that's all I had. That's literally all I had. The white dress photos and the pictures at Union Station. Okay. And my mom is like, just go. The only thing I could tell you is yes or no. Yeah, just go. So that's exactly what I did. I got there, the line was out the door. I was model number 94.
Wow.
And then they have a T stage set up, a runway. There's 4 or 5 model judges at the end. Mr. Ian Williams, he's Mr. DC Fashion Week. He's the one that usually sets it up. Okay. He was at the end judging the models. So first of all, we were handpicked to be there. Every model that was there was handpicked to be there. And then every model had to walk down that runway based on instructions that were given to us. If you didn't follow the instructions, it was an automatic cut. And
that's a lot of pressure.
Also, ladies, I just want to say the modeling, gentlemen too, the modeling that you see, let's say locally, is not the modeling that you see on the runway. Right. What I grew up knowing is like, you know, the sachet, the hand, the all that extra stuff. They did not want that at all. I only had experience back in 2016. I was a senior in high school. Someone asked me to walk their show. That's the only experience I've ever had. Right. 5 years later, I'm in DC Fashion Week. Sheesh. I didn't know what to do. They said no arm swinging, keep it to a minimum. Walk down the middle, don't stop, don't trip, and don't look down. That was it. Straight and come up the runway and exit. That's it. Don't look down, no swinging your arms, walk down the middle. No hip thrusts, no any of that stuff. So that's exactly what I did. I obeyed and listened to what they said. And then at the end of that, when everyone got a chance to walk, if you weren't cut automatically on the runway, which they did, because some people can be strict. Oh, that's embarrassing. They call your numbers out. And number 94 was called. And then I moved on to round 2. Now, round 2 was just another selection process and a designer selection. So there were designers there at the second rehearsal that would automatically pick you to walk in the future shows. Okay. So for that one, I got picked in that. I got one designer picked me to that show, and I'm not gonna see any of the designers. And then we moved on to the last rehearsal. And then that designer didn't want me anymore. So that was very weird for me. It was a weird feeling because, like, you know how you're so excited. Exactly. And then you just got cut. And that's exactly what happened to me. The designer didn't want me anymore. So I was like, okay, that's cool. I mean, That's okay. So I did the H Street Festival fashion show. That was September 18th. That was a Saturday. I walked for 3 designers that day. And in the actual DC Fashion Week, that was the 26th and the 27th. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday was the men's show. Saturday was the upcoming designer show. And Sunday was the international couture. So I walked for Saturday and Sunday. For the Saturday show, I believe it was 3 designers. And those are all on my Instagram pages.
Right.
I've detailed everything. And then, mind you, the designer that didn't want me ended up coming to get me when it was her time. So even though I was disappointed,
Jeez.
2 weeks prior, just look at God. It was like,
facts.
I was only walking for 2 designers that day and ended up walking for 5 designers. So it's all about keeping a level head and just, even though things wouldn't work out right then and there, you never know what could happen. Anything could happen, and you wouldn't know if you quit.
Never quit.
Never quit.
No matter how hard things get, listen very closely. Never quit. I say it all the time, like, bro, if you truly believe, and that's the thing, that's about being true to you. Because if you truly have a passion for what you're doing, you can go through the hardest times and you would keep going. I couldn't tell people there's times where, imagine waking up and you lost $2,000. How would you feel?
Jeez. I know how hard $2,000 is to come by,
exactly.
so
Imagine waking up and you lost $2,000, and there's times when that happened to me, and I still smiled. And I never quit, no matter. And that's not only with trading, just in life. Period. Things get so hard, but at the end of the day, and what keeps me going is, if I quit now, what if tomorrow's my breakthrough? What if tomorrow's my breakthrough? What if tomorrow was the day that somebody would have called me saying, "Yo, can you walk? On my fashion show?" Like, what if? And I just happen to say, you know what? I'm packing it up. I'm done.
Right. And mind you, I've always had, like, it's not like I was perfect during the process. I've always, not always, but I've had the time where I wanted to give up and wanted to quit. Like, it's hard. It's hard looking at the next model next to you and thinking like, wow, she's beautiful. Like, what am I missing here? Why is she getting picked and I'm not getting picked? Like, I could have given up, but I didn't. And here I am. And the thing about that as well is that I've always had a very good support system.
Right.
Sometimes I'm so hard on myself. It's ridiculous. But my best friends in my life, my partner, everyone has always encouraged me to be the best that I can because they see in me what I am starting to see in myself. They've never given up, always encouraged me, send me opportunities. There's a page called Prime Dazzle. My friend sent it to me. She was like, send your submissions, see if they want to push you on their page. And we were posted on the page. So it's like just little things.
The company you keep.
Exactly. Everyone around me is go-getters. Everybody wants what's best for them and what's best for the people around. Okay? Always keep a circle that has your best interest at heart.
Right.
Everyone wants to go up. Everyone wants to be the best that they can be, and also be a good person to your friends.
Right.
You can't want and not give.
Right. Okay.
And I think that's the best part about my journey is that my circle is small, it's tight-knit, and it's just a place where I enjoy being. Like, I can definitely say I wouldn't be here without my circle. I wouldn't be here without the motivation, the daily talks, just the people coming to support me.
Right.
Everybody knows sometimes DC Fashion Week, well, not DC Fashion Week, but Fashion Weeks can be expensive. The tickets can be expensive. But my partner made it his duty to buy every ticket to come to every show. And it's just little things like that that's important. I have a big family, so I'm not expecting, 6 people to show up to a fashion show when the tickets are $80.
Right.
So it's like just the little things, and people that see what you can do and believe in what you can do, like that right there can bring you far. So choose your company wisely. Make sure that what you want to do, they know what you want to do, and they're helping you get there. They're not keeping you stagnant. They're not trying to walk on top of you to get where they want to be. But everybody is moving in one accord.
So if I'm in a situation where I don't have that, and I know what I want to do is truly in me, and I know I can truly do it, but I don't have that circle, I'm not sure if you've been in this position, but what do I do?
I have not been in this situation. I've been friends with the people I've been friends with since I came into this country 11 years ago. So I would say as much as there's negativity towards social media, I have met a lot of good people through social media. Strangers are your best friends. Sometimes, like the people that you've never met, you know how to say Instagram friends? I have a lot of Instagram friends. People who support me, always repost my stuff, always comment on my stuff, always share my stuff. If you have no one in your immediate circle, no one who you can physically touch, maybe start being a little bit more active on social media. Comment on somebody's thing that you saw, someone that you know that's like been consistently nice on social media.
Right.
Oh, you look lovely today. Oh, that's such a beautiful thing. You know, repost something that's on them, like someone that you know for a fact is spreading light into the community.
Right.
Spread light into their community, and they would reach out to you. That's what happened to me. It may not happen like that to you, but don't just expect everything to come to you. You can't want to be in an industry that is full of networking without being a network.
Use your lips.
You have to talk. You have to put yourself out there. People aren't going to see you if you don't want to be seen.
Right.
So if you want that type of, I wouldn't call it attention, but if you want that kind of, you know, light to be shed on you, you have to take the step.
If you're an entrepreneur, you can't say I don't want attention. You're an entrepreneur. It doesn't make sense. You need like people supply your business. So
exactly.
you have to network. You have to. And I've always been the type of person where I'm able to communicate with people, but I consider myself an introvert. I like being by myself. I would prefer being by myself, but I understand that as an entrepreneur, I have to use my lips. I have to go out and speak. I have to go out and network with people. So I appreciate you so much for your time. Really quickly, before we get out of here, I want you to do two things for me. The first thing I need you to do is give me something for the mindset. How do I need to approach? It's the fourth quarter. The year's almost over. For all my people that's looking into becoming models, you can still do it this year. You can start today. Mindset, give me what do I need? How do I need to move right now if I want to get into the industry?
If you want to get into the industry right now, like I said, start on your digitals. Okay. Start working on your digitals. The best thing you can do is have a solid set of pictures that will sell.
Okay.
And of course, be confident. Never ever give up because something doesn't go the way you wanted it to go. Trust me, I've been declined so many times, denied, all that stuff. Everything that I've submitted to, I haven't been accepted to all of them, but I'm not going to stop submitting to things. I'm not going to just give up because it didn't work for me that way. Never give up. Start working on your digitals. Follow pages on Instagram. There's like DV Casting, there's Cano Casting, there's Cochrane Casting. There's a ton of casting pages that you could sign up for that always has opportunities on there. All you have to do is send the digital in, and the other requirements like height, size, whatever. And don't try to lose weight. Don't try to gain weight. Don't try to do any of that stuff that would alter your body, alter who you are to fit someone else. You work with who you are right now, and they would love you for who you are. Right. There would always be somebody needing a plus size model, a model that's not plus size, a model that's dark skin, a model that's light skin, a model that's a different race. Like, who you are right now is who they want. Right. Okay? Stay true to yourself and start branding you. And yeah.
Appreciate you so much. What's the Instagram? Remind people your name one more time.
I'm Danny. My Instagram is Vekoni D, and I'm just gonna shout out some people. Shay Keeks, she is my makeup artist. She's been my makeup artist for years. All the fashion shows that I've done, I have my personal makeup artist. Finesse Photography, he has been the one to kickstart my career. That's my personal photographer. And of course, my friends, Muna, Simona, Deja, everyone who's always been in my circle. Thank you so much. And it's up from here. That's all. I love
it.
Yes.
Before the millions, man, y'all know what it is. Every single person that comes on this podcast, before the millions, it's an affirmation. We're all going to be millionaires. I appreciate you so much for your time, for your value, for your gems.
If anybody ever has any questions about modeling and any tips, advice that you need, my Instagram is always open. It's at Vekony D, VEKONYD _. Just send me a message. I'm always open to chatting and just helping people because I needed help at one point. So just paying it forward. Thank you.
Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you comment. If you have any aspirations of being a model, you got the gems you need to kickstart your journey. Of course, there's not the full blueprint. She's not going to tell you step by step, day one, do this, day two, do this. But she gave you the perfect intro to where you got to go. Now you just got to pick up. Take your steps. Before the bills, man, we out.